Hello, I'm Sharifa with Black Media. How are you?
I'm great. I'm ready. How are you?
Oh gosh, I love your energy. Well, keeping on that, what was your energy like when you found out that you got this role and in a prominent role in this show?
Crazy. It was absolute chaos for about 30 seconds straight. I was on a meeting with John Watts, the director, and we were talking about, just random miscellaneous stuff that had nothing to do with one another. So it was just like we talked about squirrels at one point, and we talked about Star Wars, a bunch of stuff. And then he was like, at the end of the call, he was like, "Okay, Ravi, I look forward to working with you." And I was like, okay. It was so overwhelming. I had no idea what he was talking about, and it was really funny. And my mom was listening in, and she was like, "You realize he just told you got the job, right?" And I was like, "No." And then uh, a few days later, I found out officially that I got the job, and that's when I screamed for about 30 seconds straight. It was crazy. We were all so excited.
So I listened to some of your interviews, and I know your dad is a big fan of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, so what was it like in just in general in your household when everybody was like, "Oh no, we're in Star Wars. Like this is Star Wars."
Yeah, we were so excited, and my dad actually made me a little cheat sheet to educate me even a little bit more about, like the aliens and some references that may be in Skeleton Crew that are a lot of fun that I might recognize. And yeah, we were so excited, and my dad was so excited to come visit the set and see what was going on. And my dad was such a big fan that he wanted to get a Star Wars rug in our living room. And my mom was like, "I don't think we're gonna do that," but don't get me wrong, she wasn't not a fan, but it was a whole
I
thing. My dad loves Star Wars.
I mean, listen, you could either have a rug or you can have a role in it. And I would say having
Exactly.
a role in it,
Exactly. Fair enough. Fair enough.
top tier. Now, how did you prepare for this? Because you've been in other things, but how did you prepare to be a part of this?
My approach was during the audition process and in preparation for when I actually found out I got the role. I journaled in the mind of the character, whatever he may be journaling about, and I made a music playlist of songs that I think Wim would listen to, maybe with his mom, and yeah, and I usually read a script twice, each episode, one for content and two for context. So I have a pretty loaded preparation process, but I got to let go and then trust the directors because obviously they know what they're doing, and it was so fun collaborating with them on something so huge and so wide scale.
I absolutely love that because it feels like you brought Wim to life even before you stepped on set. And so that's such a cool process. I absolutely love that.
Thank
Now,
you.
what would you say is the coolest part about filming this?
Oh, I would say I have so many things to say right now. I would say one of them is definitely there's so many there's so many different creatures and aliens and droids, and really just being with so many fun people and my friends. I made such good friends on Skeleton Crew. All the cast, even Jude, we were all such good friends. And there was a scene in the earlier episodes where I'm not gonna give too much away, but where we're not doing anything too crazy, like going into hyperspace or it's just chaos and screaming. It was nothing like that. We were all just sitting down together. And I feel like that's what really brought us closer. That in between takes we would talk and get to know each other, and that was like
Yeah.
the least action-packed scene. So we were actually like calm and getting to know each other, which was a lot of fun because we got immediately so comfortable. And this was almost 2 years ago, and we're still amazing friends to this day. But yeah, there's so much work that goes into it, and it's such a collaborative effort, really. And so there needs to be so many people and communicating with one another, and really just being a part of the process was such an honor and so much fun.
I love that. Now, just to go back a little bit, because I know you said you created a playlist for Wim, and you journaled and what you thought the way he would journal. How similar would you say you are to him?
I would say I would say that I am pretty similar. I did find some differences though,
Okay.
but I would say we are pretty similar. We're both very adventurous. We're both very, brave, lighthearted, sometimes heads in the clouds. Daydreamers. I would say I'm definitely a daydreamer at times. And, just the circumstances are different, but the circumstances that Wim and I are go through are different. But Wim's circumstances are just a little exaggerated, but they feel like real circumstances that a real kid would have. They're just slightly exaggerated because it's like the Star Wars universe, so it is a little different. But yeah, he really just does feel like a real kid, which was a lot of fun. So I did
I
bring
love
some of me into the character.
now because you did have a playlist. What three songs are
Ooh.
on Wim's playlist?
Oh gosh. Okay. So
Remember?
like top three. Should I choose like top three?
Yeah.
Okay. Pictures of You. Great one. Uh. Oh gosh. There's some Jim Blossom in there, and there was some Bruce Springsteen in there.
Big fan of Bruce.
Classics. Classics.
Big fan. I love it.
Bruce is.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just gonna say Bruce is one of me and my mom's favorites. And Louis Armstrong is also in there.
I
Been one
love
of
it.
my favorites. My grandfather worked with him. He played trumpet, so
Oh,
he's always been
wow.
one of my favorites. Yeah.
That is beautiful. I love all of that. Now, there you do a lot of so there's one particular scene in the first episode when you guys are going up. Did you do any of your stunts or any of like the harder things and how did you prepare for that?
I did do some of my stunts, and I had a lot of fun. I actually took an affinity for stunts, I feel like, from Skeleton Crew. I got so comfortable. The stunt coordinators made you feel so comfortable. George Cottle and Colin Fallenweeder were so like giving and gracious, and it was a lot of fun. And we had a little bit of stunt training beforehand, like 3 days before we started shooting, and we kind of got like used to the harnesses and the wires that we'd be attached to, and falling and learning how to fall properly. That was one of my favorite things we did. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did do so much of our stunts, but also our doubles were did such an amazing job and were so nice and also made us feel so comfortable. So yeah, no, stunts are so much fun. I really could do that. Like I really could do it like all day. It's so fun.
Oh, amazing. And last question. So, you're fairly young and you are a part of a really big franchise, huge franchise. What advice would you have for someone who also wants to be a part of a huge franchise and, getting started and stuff?
Oh, just keep learning, really. Just learning is a huge priority, in and outside of work. Learning about the world around you, learning about the craft, developing your craft further and strengthening it. Even when you don't have an audition or a job or anything, just like keep, practicing and strengthening it, scenarios, little fun exercises, definitely. And yeah, no, you got this. You got this. It's a lot of fun, and it's totally worth it. There is a lot of work that gets put in, but it is so worth it because it's such a fun experience, and the final product is so amazing.
Oh, look, it looks amazing. I actually really,
Thank
really
you.
love it. So congratulations and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with
Of
me.
course, thank you so much.